You may consider yourself enlightened, or maybe somebody who has reached enlightenment. And I'm not saying that doesn't apply to you. I'm just saying probably not. Have you even given thought to what this actually means, this enlightenment, or to be enlightened? We've all heard these words, we all have an idea, we have a notion, but what is it really? In the Buddhist sense, of course, to be enlightened means to reach Nirvana. Nirvana means to break free of the cycle of birth and death and rebirth and blah, 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 on into infinity. Just constantly being reborn, constantly dying, constantly being reborn, on and on and on. But why? Why do we do this? This is to perfect our spirits. How do we do that? We do that by understanding the nature of all things. When we understand the nature of all things, we come to an end of suffering. We don't suffer from it anymore because we understand it. Understanding all things means our emotions, it means nature, it means other people. There's so many things to understand about the universe we live in, our place in it, who we are, who they are, who that person is, how we all come together, how we are all a part of one giant whole. To understand all these things, this is enlightenment. This is to be enlightened. This is to reach nirvana and break free of the cycle of death and birth and on and on and on and on. That is not an easy task. That is not something you're born once and you do it. It doesn't work that way. It takes multiple opportunities to learn these things. And by opportunities, I mean incarnations, born into a form on this planet to experience these things. And once we experience it without ego attached to it, once we don't take it personally anymore, then it becomes intrinsic to us. And once it's intrinsic to us, it becomes our nature. And when it's our nature, we're not struggling to understand it anymore because we got it. It's part of who we are. But like I say, it doesn't happen in just one lifetime. It takes multiple lifetimes. You're not going to get it all just one shot. We're not on this earth for just a one-shot deal. We are born again and again into a set of circumstances that will help us achieve these goals. Think of it this way. We are indeed spirits inhabiting a human form. Just take that for granted. Just take it as a fact. Just accept it as knowledge. As such, we are a piece, each of us, we are just a microscopic piece of a much gianter whole. There is just a giant ether that we are a part of, and as those spirits in human form. We come to the earth to perfect the piece that we are. This piece that we are of the much gianter whole, I like to call that the all that is the allness of all. It's just a word I made up. I like it, so I use it. So we are all a piece of this allness. To be a perfect piece of this allness, so this allness can be perfect, we need to go through these motions to perfect ourselves. This whole incarnating and learning our lessons and becoming the perfect beings we can be so that we can rejoin that allness, and the piece that we are contributes to the perfection of the allness. With so much to experience and so much to do and so much to go through and so much to endure to become this perfect spirit, to join the all that is the allness of all, like I said, we have to experience so much. We cannot experience all of it in a single lifetime. Therefore, reincarnation. We come back and then into opportunities to experience a variety of things. We're not going to experience everything in a single lifetime. What happens, I believe anyway, what happens is, before we are incarnated, before our spirits come and inhabit a form, we plan out what we want to learn, what we want to experience, so that we will have these opportunities to do so. So when you are faced with an obstacle, when something is not going the way you want to and you have to struggle to get through it, don't look at that as a negative. Don't look at that as some terrible thing happening to you. Look at it as an opportunity to perfect that part of you that needs to be perfected. Going through this experience puts you in the position to find within you that strength and that power and that knowledge to perfect yourself and get through this hard time you're going through. So don't look at things as bad or negative. Things are what they are. That's a very stoic way to look at things. That is a very basic principle of Stoicism. And I think that is a very true principle. So, life is lived to perfect ourselves. We may not get it right. I don't think we're being judged. I don't think this is a matter of judgment. I think this is a matter of assessment. We are given opportunities to prove ourselves. We are given opportunities to get through things. We're given opportunities to show compassion and empathy for others. And if we don't, doesn't mean we're going to be punished for that. It just means another opportunity will have to be created to show that we have learned that lesson and to learn that lesson. So, when you are faced with a challenge, meet that challenge so you can check it off the list and move on to the next thing. That's another thing I like to think about. Checklists. All these things we have to experience and know and learn. Just think of it all as a checklist. You check it off once you experience it and you can move on to the next. You may not get through everything you want to get through in a lifetime, so you have to come back to it a future lifetime, maybe not even the next lifetime, maybe 100 lives from now, who knows? So you don't really know, do you? So just do the best you can in every situation you're in. Every time you're faced with a challenge, get through it. Every time you have a chance to do something good for somebody, do it, because you don't know where you are on that path. So do it now, finish it up. You don't have to worry about it later. So we set goals for ourselves as we are planning to incarnate on the earth. We have this idea of everything we hope to achieve, everything we hope to learn, every lesson we hope to integrate into who we are. I consider this personal enlightenment. This is what we personally want to achieve. What we're trying to achieve might be something completely different from what somebody else is trying to achieve. So don't judge people if they're going through certain things, if they act certain ways, because they're going through what they need to go through to get through what they need to achieve that ultimate grand enlightenment, their own personal enlightenment for their personal lifetime, just as you are, just as I am, just as we all are. We are all trying to achieve something in this lifetime that will add to who we are completely, to join that all that is the allness of all. How does karma play into all of this? Karma is a future consequence of a deliberate action right now. This ties into these lessons I was talking about, where you have to learn certain lessons to perfect yourself. You are given the opportunity to learn these lessons. However, if you fail to learn them somehow, or you are deemed to not have learned them, you need to come back in a future lifetime, if you don't get through it this lifetime, in order to have another chance to learn it. It may not happen the next lifetime, it may not happen the next lifetime. It could happen several lifetimes from now. What you're experiencing this life could be continuation of something from many lifetimes ago. Doesn't necessarily mean it was just deliberately last lifetime. It could be many lifetimes ago. So, karma ties into these lessons we're supposed to be learning for our personal enlightenment because we didn't learn them before. So, what we deliberately did before proved where we are on those lessons. If our deliberate actions showed that we learned those lessons, they get checked off the list, we move on. If those deliberate actions show that we did not, well, they're still on the list, so we have to come back to them. That is how it works. So as far as enlightenment goes, don't think too much about it. Just live the best life you can. Know that what you are experiencing will lead to your personal enlightenment for this lifetime, which will lead to your grand enlightenment, Nirvana, when it's meant to happen. Don't worry if it's happening this lifetime. Don't worry if you're going to be enlightened. You'll be enlightened when the time is right, when you have learned all the lessons you needed to learn to perfect the spirit that is inhabiting that human form right now. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe. There's more on the way. Oh, and click around the other videos on my channel. You'll find something you like.